So yeah, what year would it have been? Somewhere around 1989, 90.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was visiting John in Broderick Ward of Middlesex Hospital, around Good Street area in the West End in London, and all the lads had piled into the TV room of the ward, yeah, to smoke some weed.
Yeah.
And, you know, so the room was kind of smoky, right? It was quite a small room, and it seemed that everybody was smoking. Anyway, one of the nurses, Jess, who we adored, right, comes in, and she completely ignored everything, and she just goes, oh, it's very smoky in here. She just goes over and just opens the window and left.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you know, that was radical to me. It's like, here was this nurse who actually could have got herself in quite a lot of trouble being, you know what I mean? She just chose to just, you know, she knew that there was enough information already at that point even to know that cannabis was helping people with their appetites and wasting syndrome and all these things. So I thought that was a real moment of radical response to HIV.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it seems really simple somehow,
But
doesn't it? But actually,
it's symbolic.
it's huge. It's massive.
So
you know, she could have lost her job.
Mm.
The repercussions on other people. I mean, you know what I mean. So anyway, you know, because there was the other thing that happened at Mildmay where John actually almost got kicked out.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why.
Why did he get kicked out?
Well, because they found him smoking weed in his room.
Oh.
And they said to him, you know, if you do that again, you're going to get... And he was really ill. I mean, you know, the other time at Broderick, he personally wasn't as ill.
Yeah.
When he was at the Mildmay Mission Hospice, he was really ill. And so what we used to have to do is put him in a wheelchair then and take him outside so he could have a joint, whatever the weather was doing. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Wow. So tell me about your favourite action. I know you've been involved in loads.
Oh,
action or two maximum, that you've been involved in, and why?
okay. There was a die-in at Trafalgar Square in, I guess it was around 93.
Yeah.
So about 50 to 60 people with HIV, nurses, doctors, friends, allies, activists, all gathered, and basically funding was being withdrawn from HIV services already, and we lay in the street. I mean, I suppose what was really powerful about that was that there were literally people who were pretending to be dead who were almost dead.
Yeah.
You know. So we are looking, you know what I mean? We're literally lying on the floor. I'm lying on the floor next to John, who died quite soon after. So it's, you know, etched in your memory forever. So that was one, Trafalgar Square. And then, I suppose New York, really. Just, we used to march. I mean, you know, the idea that you'd even have to march for needle exchange. But we did. And people, you know, people would walk by. I remember this one time. I mean, God, there are too many. You know, George, you know Tony White? Have you met Tony yet? You must meet Tony.
Yeah, I've met Tony. Yeah.
Right. So, his ex-partner, George, spoke up at the vigil, the AIDS vigil in '88. The one where John actually spoke as well. And he was fuming about services and prejudice and so on and so on. It's just too many memories now, and I can't, you know. But yeah, New York marching for needle exchange. And the cops, like, I've actually still got a photo of this. I should show it to you. Because there was only, you know, 20 people. Who's going to march for needle exchange? It's not going to happen, right? Literally. Like, mad or directly affected, yeah. The cops were, like, really, it was more like they were protecting us, you know. Because there were more people on the outside of the march who were calling in saying what junkies and queers we were and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
And how, you know, so you,
I mean, that's AIDS activism. Then there's Occupy. Oh my God.
I know, but those two examples are brilliant. And what keeps you going now? Because, you know, you're still a very much committed activist and revolutionary in so many different movements, including ACT UP. You're not using. What keeps you going?
Well,
what do you do? What practices do you do?
Oh, I see. I mean, well, I do yoga.
Yoga.
I do yoga. I go swimming when I can. I go to recovery meetings.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like that's the one place in the universe I know I'm never going to be judged no matter what. Because, like, there's going to be someone in there that's done the same and more. If you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm not religious as such, but I do rock up, like, you know, the Hare Krishna movement. I've had quite a connection with them over the years. And because they've got this whole, you know, protecting the cows thing, it's
What's
quite
that?
big. Well, they've got, you know, they don't eat cow. They'll never, I mean, they don't eat any animals, but they, you know, so they've got a very strong ecological, environmental protection program. You know, so there's a bit of a political connection there. But basically, you know, I've found over the years that when I'm mentally and emotionally falling off the edge, chanting can be helpful.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not sure what else really. That's a lot.
No, that's grand. Okay, and last question. You've been in HIV Blind Date, well, three of them. And you've put on a moustache. You've been in HIV Blind Date. You put on a moustache to invade a global film premiere around Freddie Mercury. But shouldn't we be a bit more serious about LGBT plus and HIV and AIDS activism?
Well,
should we take it a bit more seriously, Andria?
Well, yes and no. I mean, in the end, it's whatever it takes, isn't it? And if dressing up makes people look twice, then we should carry on dressing up. You know what I mean? Because there's always going to be somebody else doing a serious action somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to be permanently, you know, sombre. And, I mean, you know, there were days, as we know, ACT UP New York are very perfect examples of, where, you know, taking a dead body down the street to wake people up to the absolute terror that was HIV in our lives was appropriate, right? That is a very serious thing to do. Throwing bone ash over the White House lawn, all those things. In this country, condoms over the prison wall.
Where was that, Pentonville?
That was Pentonville, Peter Tatchell, and I don't know who the others were, actually. I don't know where I was that night.
That was an outrage action.
Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't there that night. I know I knew about it. I can't remember anyway. I wasn't there, so. But yeah, so you know, not necessarily is the answer in summary. We should be serious, of course, but you know there are, as John used to say about drug treatments, horses for courses. You know, when you go to the UN, probably be a bit more serious. You know, you want people to listen, who may be very ignorant as well. Yeah. You know, but when you're at a world film premiere of an entertainer, you know, it's a different. You want it to be arty, you want it to be creative, you want it to be visual, you want people to look twice. And not just be constantly thinking about these hard issues.
Amazing. Oh, well that's the end of... Oh no, finish the sentence. Brick by brick, stone by stone.
Take the wall down.
Take the wall down. Explain that.
Well, because I think historically it's important, isn't it? Because of bloody Trump and his wall on Mexico, the border of Texas and Mexico. So we want no more walls up. Take the wall down that separates us all. You know, whether it's gay, straight, black, white, junkie, non-junkie. I thought that was actually a test, by the way.
No.
I thought I should have known the answers to that. It's a quote. I think it was a quote.
No, it's not. It's like whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, take the wall down. Yeah. Did you see that thing on Facebook? There was a discussion on somebody's page about the wall that Trump wants to build.
Yeah.
And somebody put a meme there of a tiny little wall with Trump in the middle.
Ah! Brilliant.
Yeah, it was very clever, yeah.
Anything else you want to share before?
Oh, there's so many things I want to share.
And that, I mean, that's cool. I mean, the phone's gonna.
Yeah, no,
blow
don't.
up.
But yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you know, I've been really lucky. I mean, the one thing I will say is I've been so lucky to be surrounded by such incredible activists over the years.
mm.
You know, I feel that makes me feel really privileged. Whatever else that I've lost, you know, the people I've lost and the terrible sadness, and I mean, you know, sometimes it's been horrible. So, yeah. But I've, you know, met some fantastic people. You know.
And what have you learned about yourself?
Oh my God, I don't know.
So one thing, just say one thing you
thing.
learned about yourself.
I'm bloody tenacious.
Yes.
I do not take no for an answer.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's appropriate sometimes, but...
I'm going to get that on a t-shirt. I'm bloody tenacious. I do not take no for an answer. Andrea. Thank you so much, my love.
Welcome.